take a couple of slabs of baby back ribs and put them on my little handy dandy grill that is outside that way. You'll be seeing that later. It's a gas grill. It doesn't have any charcoal briquettes in it. I've got to try and formulate a process that's going to make this work for smoking these wonderful looking baby backs I've got today. I'm going stir crazy here. I don't have my smoker. We're trying to smoke stuff, and that's what we're going to do today with these two. And I'm going to be dropping the camera so you can see me taking the membrane or the silver skin off of these baby backs, okay? And I'm going to just have a rub, commercial rub. I'll let you see that as well. You can do your own rubs. I've done mine as well, but there are plenty of commercial rubs on the market too that are just as good as something that we can put together. So I'll be showing you that in a little bit too. What I did find in terms of the smoking process, and hopefully this is going to work out, I was at my local market the other day and I found something called Flavorwood Barbecue Grilling Smoke Chips, okay? And I'll show you that now. They look like little cans of crab meat and little shrimp cans, but they got wood chips in them. And I was a bit excited because I thought, oh my gosh, I think I may be able to smoke something. So I'm gonna try these little guys today, and I've got to manipulate my smoker because I don't have the briquettes that this thing is in. Well, lay the can on the briquettes and stuff, but I think I can situate my grill so I can cause these things to smoke once I follow the instructions on getting the smoke out of these cans and into the meat. It's gonna take me quite a while. I'm gonna be smoking them hopefully at about 225, and I'm probably looking at about 5 hour smoke on these things if I can get that grill down to 225. And again, I'll be manipulating the grill to try to do that, like turning on only one burner instead of two. So if this works, guys, it's something that you can do if you get kind of goofy like me and you just say I need some smoked meat or some barbecue, and we'll do that. So without any further ado, all right, I'm back. So here are the simple spices that I've got here, and I don't know which I'm going to use, and you'll be seeing that. I've got some coarse ground black pepper here. I've got some sea salt here. Might use that. I've got some Grill Mates Applewood rub here. I'm going to be using some of that too. I bought this one here from my local market. It's called Texas Style Barbecue Seasoning. I don't know that I'll use this one here. Shame on me, because I typically look for rubs and stuff that the first ingredient's not sugar. I don't like that sweetness. So I will be using perhaps this Grill Mate stuff because it doesn't have the first ingredient as sugar. So I'll probably put some of that on there. Anyway, here's my little cans of smoke, my smoking wood. Here's my slab of pork that I've already taken the membrane or silver skin off from here. And here's the other slab. And we're going to take this, and I'm a little knife, just a butter knife, and I'm going to insert it. I'm going to find a bone, and there's one right there, and I'm going to start in the center of this rack, okay? And I'm just going to don't rush because you'll tear it, all right? Just going to kind of working my knife back and forth, just working it back and forth. I can see the knife, it's like translucent here. I can see the knife and the membrane, so I'm just going to keep kind of working it. Be patient. I'm usually not. There's a tear in it right there that I didn't put in it. It's right here. And I'm going to try to just do that. Now I'm going to take my finger and put it underneath there. You can see that. All right. And I've got a paper towel here because you're going to need that. This is very slippery. All right. So I got my finger underneath there, as you can see. What I'm going to do now is start working take my other finger, and I'm just going to start working that membrane. I don't need the paper towel just yet. If you can see that. Kind of working my finger underneath it. All right. It's really not a big deal. So here you have it right here. My finger, both my thumb and my forefinger is underneath the membrane, right? There's the tear. Don't worry about the tear because that's happened at the meat cutter's house, all right? So now I'm going to take my paper towel as I grab a hold of it because it's very slippery, like I said. I've seen people do it without a paper towel. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, I'm just going to start, again, being patient, working my finger. I got my thumb underneath there, and I'm just kind of pulling my thumb along the bone at the top of it. Just getting my thumb underneath there so I can get that membrane off. It tore right there where it was ripped. Don't worry about that. You just keep pulling, because now I'm going to get rough with it and start yanking on it. get through that when you're trying to season, put your rub on your meat, okay? So you must take that off. So now we got the silver skin off. And again, I'm going to, one of the other things that's happening here, guys, I took them out of my ice pack that I had them in, maybe an hour ago, because I actually want them to get about room temperature, and that's going to play a big role in getting it to start cooking, so as that I'm not taking them right out of the refrigerator, and you shouldn't do that with any meat, but and then introducing the meat to that heat coming right out of the refrigerator. So I'm kind of trim any excess off, and I don't think there's any out here that I need to take off. Might be a little bit of that, but that'll render off as well. So I think I'm about done trying to get them processed to get them ready. I'll be doing the rub on there. I don't know that you guys need to see that, but I gotta change my gloves, as you know, because of this process. And then I think I'm gonna put that applewood stuff on there. And the next time you see these, they'll have a coating of that rub on them, all right? Before we head up to the grill to see how I'm gonna rig it up to get that canned smoke on there. So guys, I came back with you for a little bit here. I've started to put my applewood rub on here, and this is the underside, the side that I took the membrane or the silver skin, it's called either or, I think, on here, all right? So I've started to put my rub on here. I'm gonna put a little coarse ground pepper that I talked about on here. And again, you can season yours any way you want. One of the other things I did here just a moment ago as well, I put just a light coating of olive oil. You can use regular oil as well on here. Some people use mustard, whatever. You can do all of that stuff too, but I put a little light coating on my rib, and I just kind of rubbed them both here, probably a teaspoon on both of them, just to moisten them so that the seasoning would stick, okay? So we're gonna turn that over. I also took a little bit of that fat that I said was gonna render off right in here. I just took a little bit of that off of there. Not to get it down to the meat, but just a bit. You can see that kind of shimmering or shining there. That's that olive oil that I put on. So here we go again with our rub. I've never used this rub before, but yeah, you can use rub, make your own rub, do whatever you want to do. Just salt and pepper would do the trick too, guys, believe it or not. Salt, and I always use coarse ground pepper. But putting it on here like that, liberally. And I'm hoping these turn out real well. Get that grill configured and get my 225 degrees, and my 4.5 to 5 hours later, hopefully we'll have some smoked ribs, and we'll see. Putting a generous amount on here because it doesn't have a lot of salt in it either. I tasted it all though a little bit, and I'll be putting a little bit of kosher salt on here to augment the saltiness, and again, not to make it too salty. Make sure you get the side of it here too, like that. Like that, because if you're going to suck on the bone, you want the bone to have some flavor too, right? I don't know why I said that. I don't know why that closed on me while I was shaking it. So here we go. All right, they're looking good. Not almost good enough to eat. They're completely raw, as you know, guys. So here, a little bit of black pepper, like I said, and once again, it's to taste. I'm kind of excited to get these things on that grill and see what happens. So if worse comes to worse, I'll just turn that other burner back on and go ahead and grill these ribs and eat them. And probably go ahead and produce this video so you'll see that it didn't work. So we'll see what happens when I do my little handy dandy Flavorwood barbecue grilling chips, all right? So again, I'm gonna let them sit out for a little bit as I go out and try to configure my grill. And I'm doing that because I want them to get room temperature, actually, before I put them on the grill. I just want to get one of them. One of them wasn't ready for the little seasoning yet, so there you have it. So these are going to go on my little sheet pan there, and I'm going to just let them hang out, do their thing while I go out into the grill. All right, guys, I'm back for just a moment here. I got my again. There are no briquettes in this grill here. I took one of those cans and I put it underneath the grid here. It's in between two burners. I got two burners on this thing right here. I just set it in between there. I don't know what kind of results I'm going to get. It should at least smolder because you got heat on both sides of it. If that doesn't work, I'm going to take that can out and once I configure my ribs and get some room here, I'll take this can out and I'll actually set it because there's flame here when this grill is on. So So I'll take my can and set it on top of the grate, I hope, to get the smoke that I need. But again, it's all going to depend on semantics and how I do the thing and all that sort of stuff, and configure it, I guess. So we'll see what happens with that. I want to come back and show you the grill that doesn't have any briquettes, and that's what the can says. Set it on top of the briquettes. There ain't no briquettes. So we'll see what happens, guys. I'm going to go ahead and grill these. All isn't lost. I will have 2 beautiful slabs of grill ribs. I've done it before, obviously, and I'm sure you have too. I don't recommend, unless someone knows more than I do about this process with this little can of smoke stuff here. Follow the instructions. Put the can underneath there, either there or on top of the grill, the grate, I should say. That's not going to work. It's too hot in here, even with one burner. And again, some of you guys might know a better method of doing this. Even if I deflected the heat away from the chamber, the meat, if you will, I would still have a problem. There's way too much heat in this little chamber here to slow smoke these ribs, or slow smoke anything. It's hard to say that. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these on and get them grilled. I'm going to turn my other burner back on. Edit on the lower setting, if you will. I'm doing that right now. I actually cut those ribs in half in order to fit them on this grill surface here. They work perfect. It's fine now. I got them all cut, so they're all in there, and they all got flame underneath them somewhere. Okay, so I got 4 pieces there instead of 2. So we're gonna close this up. I got it on its. I still have it on its lower setting. That little can of smoke that's not smoking is still there. I'm just going to leave it in there, right? But be checking on them periodically, certainly so they won't burn if they decide to do something other than what I've designed them to do here. So, I just turned them over for the first time, guys. These went on about, and I checked my watch a little later than I should have, but about 5 after 10. It's now about 18 after 10. And I'm just going to continue to monitor them and slowly turn them over and over, and I got my heat on medium here, so we're going to have some nice grill ribs, as we said early on. So I'll keep you abreast of the time factor. These ribs are pretty thick and they're very meaty, so I'm estimating probably an hour and maybe an hour and a half, maybe longer. We'll see. Thought I'd let you take a sneak peek, guys. They're doing pretty good. I got my heat on its lowest setting, and it's still at about 450 degrees. And I continually turn them. I've turned them probably 4 times since I last spoke with you. They're looking good, so we're going to let them just keep cooking. The bone, we're starting to get a little pullback here on the short end of the ribs. That's a story for another day, short and long end. Anyway, I'm getting some pullback now, and they're starting to cook pretty good here. I'm going to still cook them as slow as I can here. Under the circumstances, and they're going to turn out really well. So anyway, we're going to have some grilled ribs here, and that's what you're going to see, and this is how they look at this point in time. Put them on once again. I put them on at 10 after 10. It's now about 11:15. Guys, I just looked at them again, and actually I'm starting to see a little smoke coming out of that little can in there, guys. I don't know what good that's going to do or whether it's going to permeate the meat at all, but I do see some smoke coming out of the can that's in there, out of that little tiny hole. So at least the little wood chips are smoking, and we continue to cook. I'm turning probably for the 5th time in this cooking process here. They're looking pretty good. Again, they're going to be some really good grilled ribs with a little bit of a hint of smoke on them, I guess. I hope you can see that. They're looking really, really good. Got a nice bark building up on them here, which is great. And I'm going to turn them again. I just opened the lid, as you saw, but I'm going to turn them again. Turned them about 5 minutes ago. And I continually roll them over and get a nice cook going here. And they're going to be very good. They sure look good. They're not ready yet. They've been cooking for an hour. And this is all slippery and stuff here, of course, because I got oil on my gloves and hand. Anyway, there you go. I think They look really, really nice. So again, I got that temperature as low as I can possibly get it. I don't see any smoke coming out of my little can right now, and maybe my little wood chips are all gone. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. So hopefully it might have a little bit of a smoky flavor, kind of, sort of, maybe. But again, just continually turning them. They're looking really fabulous right now, and I certainly hope you guys can see that. Looking good, guys. I'll be continually rotating them. They've been cooking, like I said, for exactly 1 hour thus far. And I'm going to continue to cook into maybe another 45 minutes. Maybe. We'll see. I'll temp them. I think I'm looking at maybe 180 degrees. I'll have to check that. I'll get my thermometer and check that to make sure. I'm talking about maybe 180 degrees when I'm done cooking these things. Well, guys, what I'm going to do here, I've already taken one off of the lower level here. These are a little thinner than the other end of those baby backs, and so being thinner, they cook quicker. And I'm going to take these and put them higher so they don't continue as rapid cook as these guys here. They're much thicker, okay? So just move them down a little bit, move these up rather, and we'll keep turning these here. Again, they're looking really, really good. And I'm pretty happy with what I see. I think ultimately this evening we're gonna slather some barbecue sauce on them. Put them back on the grill just to glaze that barbecue sauce on them, and that's what my wife and I are gonna have for supper. But again, currently they're looking really good. They've been cooking for about 1 hour and 20 minutes or so. We're going to just continue on for that 170, 180, I think I said earlier, but maybe 170 degrees. These aren't going to be falling off the bone like they would if you cooked them for 4.5 to 5 hours in a smoker situation and wrapping them and all that sort of stuff. But they're going to be good. So I'm going to temp these ribs at this point. The thickest part of this rib here. I'm going to 170. I'm watching it here. And I'm watching it climb. The sun's about to blind me because it's reflecting off of it. I'm at 140, 145, 150, 150, 150, all right, 150. And I'm actually going for that 170. It's at 150, at 150. Not too far to go. Another 20 degrees, and that won't take long because they're really nice and hot now. I'm going to flip them over, leaving those up there. I know those are about ready. And they'll be cooking with the residual heat they're receiving up on the top shelf there. So let's do that. Roll them over there. I'm going to leave them there for about another 10 minutes maybe. That should give me my perfect 170, all right? So there you have it, guys. Invest in that thermometer. Take the guesswork out of it. All right, guys, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's turn these over and temp again. See where we are. We don't want to overcook them, of course, so as to dry them out. That's not good. Let's do this again. Okay. Again, I'm putting it in the thickest part of the meat there. And temperature's going up pretty quick here. 160. They're coming off, guys. They're right at 175 right now. So they're coming off. The juice coming out. I don't want to lose all of that stuff, so I'm not going to keep sticking them, okay? So they're coming off at 172 to 175. I'm sure these are ready as well because they're thinner, remember? They look really, really good. So I'm going to pull these right now. And the others are coming off too. And again, these aren't going to be falling off the bone like they would if you'd wrap them in foil or butcher paper as in smoking them. It's going to be very tender. Get them all cool down. And again, we're going to have some of these for supper tonight. And I'm going to shut my grill off. And that's going to be kind of it, guys. I'm going to be pretty busy doing other stuff today. If you haven't checked out my channel, I encourage you to do so. I've got to make some deviled eggs today for a function I was asked to make for, and some chicken and shrimp salad today. I got to do all of that stuff yet today. So anyway, guys, please check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cooking with Pouncy. I really appreciate you guys. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, and please share this video and pass it on. Let me know what you think as well, guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. And I certainly hope that if you decide to make this for yourself and your family, that you'll enjoy it as much as we're going to enjoy it as well. Again, thank you so much, guys. Bye.